Hello and welcome to What the F Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics, brought to you by Matt Keyser. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Friday, June 29th, 2018. Welcome to day 526. Donald Trump has been privately telling top White House officials that he wants the United States to withdraw from the World Trade Organization. A person who has discussed the subject with Trump said, quote, "He's threatened to withdraw 100 times. It would totally screw us as a country," end quote. Trump's economic advisors have pushed back when he raises the idea of withdrawing from the organization, which regulates international trade. Next, NBC News says the Trump administration ran a family separation pilot program months before the announcement of the zero-tolerance policy. At least 1,768 children were separated from their parents between October 2016 and February 2018, in addition to the 2,342 children who were separated since May 5th, bringing the total number of separated children to more than 4,100. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice is drafting a plan that would overhaul the U.S. asylum policy and would prevent people from getting asylum if they entered the country illegally. Vox says it would also make it extremely difficult for Central Americans to qualify for asylum and would codify an opinion written by Jeff Sessions that restricts asylum for victims of domestic abuse and gang violence. And finally, Justice Anthony Kennedy's son, Justin, worked at Deutsche Bank for more than a decade, helping loan Trump more than $1 billion at a time when other banks wouldn't do so. The New York Times says since 1998, Deutsche has helped loan Trump at least $2.5 billion, with at least $130 million still owed to the bank. In 2017, Deutsche Bank AG agreed to pay $425 million to New York's banking regulator over a money laundering scheme that helped Russian investors move $10 billion out of Russia. Trump later waived the fines for the bank after Robert Mueller issued a subpoena to Deutsche for the banking records of people affiliated with him. Following Trump's first address to Congress in February 2017, he stopped to tell Justice Kennedy, "Say hello to your boy, special guy." And in the polls, the Kaiser Family Foundation and Vox say 67% of Americans do not want the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade. 53% of Republicans do want to see Roe v. Wade overturned, while 81% of Democrats and 73% of independents do not. And now to the notables, a list of stories and headlines that didn't make it into the main update but are still worth knowing about. 1. Representative Maxine Waters canceled multiple events after receiving what she described as a very serious death threat against her. 2. George Papadopoulos will be sentenced by a federal judge in Washington, D.C. on September 7th. 3. Trump wants to make a deal with Vladimir Putin on Syria that would allow the United States to, quote, "get out ASAP," end quote. And 4. Trump's chief economic advisor lied on Fox Business and said that the federal budget deficit was coming down rapidly, contradicting all available data. And remember, you can find the links and sources for all of these stories, including the notables, on the main website. That's all for now. Visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines, brought to you by Matt Keyser. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.
And I thought that was so brilliant. I said, "Oh, I am so smart. I am the smartest person." My uncle was a great professor at MIT for 40 years. Can you believe 40 years? I said, "But I'm smarter than him. I'm smarter than anybody."